The last time Liam Brady and I had a chat, it was the night before Arsene played Barcelona in the last 16 first leg of the Champions League. Everything looked rosy for Arsene at the time. Okay, they'd drawn 0-0 at home to Hull in the FA Cup, but it was a very important week ahead of them. They had Barcelona, and then they had Manchester United, and then they had Swansea before this weekend's North London derby. Liam, I'm afraid we were both in better form at that stage than we are now. What's after happening?
Well, I think confidence has taken a severe blow. I think losing against Barcelona you can take, because for me they are the best club side in the world, with some of the best players that can watch at this moment in time. But we played well against Barcelona, and we gave a bad goal away. Then had to attack again and gave another one away, and it kind of left a kind of dent in our confidence. And I think going up to Manchester United a few days later, I expected us to bounce back, but there was a kind of fear about the way we played, and Manchester United were worthy winners because, quite frankly, a lot of our players didn't really play on the day.
No. And it wasn't the Man United, let's be fair, that you'd usually be facing.
No, but there was an optimism at Old Trafford that day that there wasn't a bad atmosphere. It was a good atmosphere amongst the United supporters, and I think it was because that they'd introduced some young players in the UEFA Cup a few days previously, and not the UEFA Cup, the Europa League. And they'd won well, and there was a good atmosphere about Old Trafford on the day. And United fans were certainly well and truly behind their team. They weren't. They were going to give the team the full support because they had these young players in there, and of course we made it easy for them by letting them scored 2 goals, and although we got back in the game with Welbeck just before half-time, we never really looked like winning the match, and it was a really disappointing feel to it coming away from Old Trafford, because it was a game, looking at the United team, it was a real chance to beat them, but we didn't show up on the day. And then last night I was there. I was at the Emirates last night. A little bit unlucky in as much as that we had chances and we hit the woodwork 2 or 3 times. Got a good goal to start off with, and then gave another bad goal away. And then when we didn't get the second goal with about 15 or 20 minutes to go, the atmosphere descended over Emirates, very, 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 very shaky, and the players, I'm afraid, didn't handle it, and we ended up losing a game we should never have lost, and we're in a bad position now, having got that great win against Leicester only a few weeks ago.
Arsene Wenger quite frequently refers to the confidence factor. Actually, he talks about that it takes a long time to build up but can evaporate very, very quickly. I suppose for the man on the street and the fan on the street, Liam, that sometimes must be a little hard to understand, because they kind of feel mental strength, dig in and dig out the result. And can confidence disappear that quickly?
Well, I think if you speak to any sportsman, no matter what their sport is, whether it's rugby or whether it's horse racing or whether it's any of these sports, confidence is a huge factor in performance. And if you go into a game and you're not confident in your own individual performance, and you're not confident as a team, I think it shows. And there's an atmosphere about the club at the moment that we've been in this situation so many times, and having failed so many times, it's almost like it's going to happen again, and they're sensing that. But the only way to turn it around is for the players to perform, and I think we've got a game on this Saturday, which is the biggest North London derby that I've ever known.
Well, you've actually took the question right out of my
Well,
mouth.
I played in a lot of them, and neither team were in with a chance of winning the league. And then when I was away from the club, I think under George Graham's time, we won the league twice. Tottenham were never involved in the race for it. And certainly under Arsene Wenger's time, I think Arsenal have always finished above Tottenham. And when we won the league under Wenger, Tottenham weren't matched. But now, because of the season that's in it, Tottenham have a real chance of winning the league. And perhaps I would make them favourites to win the league.
Would you?
Yeah, because of the points that they have, the goal difference they have, the fact that's Leicester in front. I don't want to show any disrespect at all to Leicester, but I have a feeling that one of the teams from behind is going to come and pit them for the title.
And we spoke about that mental strength, and it's a question now of Tottenham's mental strength as well, isn't it? Because beaten by West Ham on Wednesday night, Arsenal coming to town or to White Hart Lane, and there would almost, Liam, be an expectation now that Tottenham will win.
Well, they've been made favourites, and they've been, you know, once again there's been talk of a swing, a power swing in North London. It's something that we've heard down through the years, but I think actually it's on our doorstep this time. If we lose, I think that gives them, you know, they'll knock us out of the title race.
Well,
if we lose, but we could go there and win. You know, I think it helps when you go in to a game and you're underdog in a derby. And I just noticed, I watched the highlights of West Ham, Tottenham last night, and Tottenham didn't create the amount of chances that they have been creating. So I think there might be a sign that they're feeling the pressure of it as well.
Is it just a question of all the leading contenders tightening up now and, you know, almost falling over the line?
Yeah, that's where you need your big players. We need Sanchez to perform. We need Ozil to perform. We need our defence to be stronger. And Spurs will be looking to the likes of Eriksen and Harry Kane to perform on the day as well. So it's going to be a great day. I'm going to be there.
Will you be there?
I'll be there.
With your collar up and your
tin helmet on.
Best of luck, Liam. Thanks very much.
Okay.